Okay, so this is the next video into the continuation of our FastAPI series. So till now we have covered approximately 24 videos, and in all the videos we have created our like backend, but from the FastAPI we can create our like front end as well. So in my first video I have like show you like when we install the FastAPI, so it basically install the two things. One is the Starlet, and other thing is Pydantic. So we see the Pydantic in almost like all our coded. Now we will look at the Starlet features. So Starlet module is basically like used to create our like front end, that is you can say the web part. Okay, so web part is generally based off web part. When I say like web page, so web page is generally it consists of an HTML page only. So we will write our HTML code, but how to serve that HTML code using FastAPI, we will see that. So if we know the concept of, if we know the Flask, so in the Flask like we use some kind of like render template, and it look into the template directory, right, and it serves the HTML page, the same concepts. So everything is same, even not even a single difference. So we will like use like all those things, and we will see like how to serve the template. So this is basically like this is the topic which we are covered till now, which we covered today. So that is templates. Okay, so in the templates we will use the Jinja2 template. So there are so many types of like a template engine, but like Jinja2 template is like used by the like most of the framework like Flask, Django, and FastAPI as well. So we will use the Jinja2. Even in the official documentation they have used the Jinja2 template. So we will use the Jinja2 is basically a kind of syntax only. Like Jinja2 means like we will write the HTML code, and within the HTML code we can write for loop, we can write if loop. So with some like syntax, everything will be the remain same. Okay, so let's jump into the code. So let me activate the environment. Environment has been activated. So let me start the app. So just to see how the app looks like till now. So application has been started. So this is my app like which looks like, but this is like the documentation part. So these are the REST API. But if I remove the docs, so nothing is in on my like front end side, right? So like detail not found. So like if someone don't want to like use the REST API, so if someone want to use the REST API, so like that person can like use these APIs as well, and hit these APIs using the code or using the curl command or using this /docs using documentation. But if someone wants to like look at the using the web framework, so how to do that? So we have to create some HTML page, but how to serve the HTML page, we will see that. Okay, so what is basically like doing is like when we like browse our application localhost /docs/ we will write here like /home, like /home is like if I go to this path, and if I give this path, that is /home, which page will be open, like /item which page will be open, /user which page will be open. So different page will be open. So these are the basically paths, and we know we have like already defines our path. So we can define like all the paths into the main.py file. But if we define all the path into the main.py file, then at some stage our main.py file become very like lengthy, and it's very difficult to manage. So that's why like we are using the concept of the API routers, right? So what we did till now, we created by like one router folder, and whatever the like paths we want, we are like defining here at the router.post /item. So this is basically This is basically like a post request, and we have the like get request as well. So get item slash all, get item slash id, right? So if I go to the get item slash all, 1 minute, uv main app hyphen reload. Item slash all. So here like we are getting the you can say a kind of a JSON response, like, right? So why I'm not able to see the actual JSON response, item slash one, so one not exist. Did I delete everything? Yeah, item number 10. So this is basically JSON response, but I'm not able to see the particular JSON response because like I have to install like one JSON extension by using the Chrome extension. But like we are using this, but I don't want to use this. I want to like see in a beautiful like page, right? So we have to clear cd routers ls nano item.py file. So what we have to do is we have to like create a few more routes like @router, and when I go to the web page and when I hit enter, so automatically by default here like get request will be triggered. So when we serve any page using the web browser client, the get request will be. So I have to create one more router dot get, and then whatever the path I want to give, and then I create like one function, and within that function like I will return some template, some HTML page, right? So one approach is like I will like write like within the same code, but I don't want to write in like in the router folder. So rather than that, like we will create one more folder, web apps, right? Because that is basically the front end side route, and the routes which we created till now, that you can consider as a backend routes. So we will, so if we put everything like the front end and the back end, we can do that, it will work, but we will manage our code. So we will create one more folder, web apps. So let's redirect to that folder, and within that folder like we will create one more folder, routers, and now within the routers folders, but this router folder is in the under the web apps. So within this router folder like we will like create items.py file. So we have to create the route. So to create the route, first we have to use the API router. From FastAPI import API router, right? And we have to define the router, router, it's API router, right? And then we have to define the path, router.get, and so first path is this only, like when we go to the localhost, so this only path, that is a slash path only. So what page we want to see on the slash path? So let's suppose this is a home page, you can say item home page, where all the item will be displayed, and it will return something, right? It will return basically like HTML template, right? Okay, so we have like did it till this point, but as I told you, like we will use the Jinja2 template. So first we have to like install the Jinja2. So let me do that. So I have to update the source env bin activate. So I have to update my requirement.txt. So I want to use the Jinja2. So it has been updated. So let's install our requirement.txt. So Jinja2 has been installed, and right. So let me clear that. So Jinja2 has been installed. Now what I have to do is from FastAPI, I have to import the Jinja2 template, FastAPI.templating, import Jinja2 template, right? And where my template are there, like where are my .html file will reside, so I have to define that path as well. So template is equal to Jinja2 template, and where is the directory? So directory could be templates, right? So in the template folder, is it template or templates? I think what it doesn't matter, we can give like anything, so it could be basically like templates. Alright, so all our HTML file will like reside into the templates folder. So we have to create this like a template folder, right? We will like create this template folder like in the main path only, like where all the folders are present, where web app is present, where test is present, where outer is present. We will not create the template folder like within the web app, but we will create the template folder like here only. So make directory templates. So template folder has been created. So in the templates folder we will put like all our HTML code. Okay, we will like define our template folder. Now what it will do, we have to return the template folder, right? So what we have to do, we have to return the template folder. So template response, template response, and we have to return some template. So let's suppose the template name is item homepage.html. Right, so we have to return this. So if you go to this page, so everything like we are covering, so we have to use the Jinja2. So that's why we have to install the Jinja2. We did that. All right, and leave this AIO files, we will cover in like further videos. So we want the Jinja2 template, so we imported the Jinja2 templates. So it should be Jinja2 templates. All right, and we have to define the template path. So we have defined the template path. Now we have to like return that template. So we are returning the templates. So it is basically templates, and we are returning the template response. Okay, so this thing is ready, but with the template response we have to pass the one dictionary as well, and in the dictionary there is a one key, that is request key. We have to use the request key and we have to pass the request parameter. But what is this request? So we have not defined the request, so we have to like take an input as a request, but we are using the pedantic approach. So what is it is of type, it is of request type. But what is request? So request is another module which is in the FastAPI, so we will import that as well. Alright, so this is, you can say, okay, 1 minute, I missed one curly bracket. So this request is, you can say, a context, like you will go to know that like it is basically used to like return. The spelling of return is wrong, RETU, return, yeah. So it is basically like used to like it takes some inputs, so and like whenever like we want to like send like any information into this template, so we have to pass some information, right? So let's suppose if we want to like show some static things, like only static things, then we can, then there is no need. Okay, but if we want to show pass some things from database or some another dynamic things, then we have to like accept this. So that is basically a request keyword. So we have to pass the request as an argument. So it is even mentioned here. So where it is mentioned, so note that you have to pass the request as part of the key value pair in the context for the Jinja2. So you have to declare it in your path operation, right? So we are using here request, so that's why we have declared here as well. Okay, so everything is ready, but we don't have the item homepage.html page, because we have the empty directory only. So let's go to the template folder. Okay, so now we are in the template folder. So let's create a file. So touch, what is the file name? Item underscore homepage dot html. So let me open that. Item homepage.html. So I have to write here like some HTML code, right? So like slash doc type HTML, right? So I have to write some HTML code here. But when we write the HTML code, there are so many lines of code which are like repeated across multiple pages. Every time we have to write HTML, every time we have to import the Bootstrap Css, every time we have to import the JavaScript JS file, right? So there are so many things which is unnecessary repeated. We can do that as well, every time we have to repeat all those things in all that template, because there is a nav bar. So nav bar is almost common across all the pages. So we have to, if there is a one page, then we have to use the navbar function there as well. If there is another page, then we have to use the navbar function there as well. If there is sidebar, then we have to use the sidebar function on this page as well or on the another page. So one approach is you can repeat the code, but we will not repeat the code. All the repeated code we will put in one separate .html file, and we will inherit that. So that is the property of the Jinja2 template. In the Jinja2 template, we can inherit the HTML code as well, right? So I have to create one base HTML. So I will create some base HTML. So base HTML means the common syntax. So this HTML syntax will required all over the web pages, right? Without HTML, we can't create the web page. Head syntax is required all over the web page, right? Body syntax is required all over the web page. So we will not repeat all these things, right? So in the body, script, within the body, if we need use the you can say script tag, that is the JavaScript. So script syntax is required across all over the web pages, right? So yeah, that's it. And let me give some spaces. Yeah, and within the web page, we give the title, but title will be different from for every page. But this is the base page, so we will not give the title here. So whenever we inherit this base.html into another HTML, so this thing will become, and there we will mention the title. So here we have to give some block. We have to give some block, and we have to end that block. And block. We have to give some block. So, and we have to give the name of the block. So let's suppose this is the title block, because within the head we can mention the title, right? So similarly within the body, this is a block, and give the name of the block. Let's suppose we will give the name as a block as a content. So and the block. So this is the a syntax, whenever even this is the Jinja2 a template syntax, whenever we even use if loop, for loop, anything na, so we have to write everything this in the curly bracket and in the percentage symbol. Then we can write anything, even the for loop, if loop, do loop, any loop, right? So that is done. So let me do for the script tag as well. Block, script, and block. So block is a keyword and block is the end, and you can say if and if, a kind of thing, block and block, and then the name of the block. So when we inherit this into some another web page, so automatically like at this place when we use the title, so automatically like whatever we write in this between, so it will like came here, whatever we write in this between, it automatically like came within the body, whatever we write within this between, automatically it came like it came into the script tag. So we will use the like a Bootstrap CSS. So let's go to the Bootstrap and go to the get Bootstrap. So we have some, we will use the CSS and the JS file. So let's copy CSS and within the head body. So this CSS will be common across like across all the you can say web pages. So rather than defining every time CSS, we will like define only once. So that is in the base.html. Similarly for the JavaScript, so we will define the JavaScript common, and whatever the JavaScript like we want to define, we will define like this is the common JavaScript which we are using. This is like inbuilt JavaScript. So I have like remove like integrity and some cross origin keywords. And if we want to use our own JavaScript for the particular web page, then we define like into this block. And if we want to use some title or even any other like you can say not even the title, even any our CSS, then we can like define it into under this block. It automatically came into the head block. Okay, so we have defined our base.html. So let's save it. Now go to the item.html. Right, because here we are not routing the base.html, we are routing the item homepage.html, right? So now we will not write here like HTML, body, head, title, script. No, we will not write anything. We will only inherit the base.html. So we will, what we will do, we will extend means like extend that part as well. So what we have to extend, base.html. So we will like extend that. Okay, so automatically when I write this line, automatically all the base.html like template came into that, and within the base.html template we have write block and we have write title, right? So and block. So whatever we write into this, so we will give the title for this page. So item home page, right? So now we will like write the body. So block is small, and we will give the content and block. And let's give some content, some dummy content, because our purpose is just to see how to serve the web page, how to serve the templates using the FastAPI. So this is h1 is very high, let me give h3. So this is item home page. All right, and yeah, so that's it. So we have like created our web page as well. So let me save it. So everything is done. So we have serving it, but to the main.py file we have not tell okay what is our like router. So how the main.py file like got to know that I have to like something is there, like this path is there as well. So in the main.py file we have to define that as well. So in the routers folder, so nano main.py file. So similarly like we were importing the routers from folder, so now from web apps dot routers import items, and we have to include that. So app dot include include router. So now we have imported items. So if I do items dot router, then this thing and that thing will be like become duplicated. So to avoid this, we will use the concept of the aliases. So as web items, so we will do web items dot router. So rather than defining all the routes here, we will define in some another different file, and we are like importing those, and we are including like here. So web items dot router. So yeah, everything is ready, so hopefully it will work. Uvicon main app -- reload. Something is wrong. Jinja2 template, so it should be Jinja2 templates. So cd web apps ls cd web apps routers ls nano items.py file Jinja2 templates. Okay, now application has been started. So let's look the application. So if I go to the home page, now I am able to see the web page and the title as well. So if I go to the view page source, so you could see, like, I only mention title, I only mention h3, right? I did not mention these all things: script, body, HTML, head, CSS. I have not mentioned, but I only extend that, you can say, like, inherit that base.html. so this is the benefit of to do the defining all these repeated code in some one file. So that's it. But if we go to the docs, so here we also see the item homepage as well. So if we go to the get, try it out, and if we execute it, so it is returning me the HTML page. But there is no need to define this, there is no need to serve the HTML page into the documentation. So how to hide this? So this, what is this? This is basically Open AI schema, right? So we have to exclude this, we have to exclude this route from the Open API schema, right? So how to do that? So let's go to the items.py file. So in the router, so all the router we will not display, all the HTML page we will not display in our documentation. So what we will do, include in schema. So by default it is true. So that is like they are saying that include this schema, this is the schema, basically include this schema into the Open API documentation. So we are overriding that parameter. So if you go to this documentation, so you will see here, include in schema. So if we want to exclude anything from the Open API, then we can mention exclude in schema, and we can set it as a false. So we can pass in the routers. So whatever the routers we will define here, automatically all the routers will be get excluded. If we want to, let's suppose there are 10 paths here, and out of 10 paths 5 we want to exclude, but 5 we don't want to exclude, then no need to define here, but within the path, that is within this path, we will define our routes. We will define this keyword as a parameter, include in schema is equal to false, like this, include in schema is equal to false. So if I save this, and my application is still running, so right now I am able to see this, but if I refresh it, so now that is gone. So now I am unable to see that that particular, but I am able to serve the page, right? So we have covered this Jinja2 template, how to install the Jinja2 template, how to use the Jinja2 templates, right, and how to serve the Jinja2 templates. We have to pass the request as an argument, basically in the form of dictionary, and how to write the Jinja2 template. So we have to use this curly brackets, how to extend that, right? So we have cover a lot of things, we have also see what is the directory. So by default directory is the templates, right? So yeah, along with that we have also seen if we have to exclude anything from the Open API schema, there is a one parameter, include in schema, then we have to set it as a false, right? So we have covered this as well. So yeah, that's all for this video. Okay, thank you.